Hello, you're all very welcome to the Abbey Community College Virtual Options Night, and in particular for the 5th year subject choice. I'd firstly like to introduce myself. My name is Michelle Finnegan. I'm one of the guidance counsellors here in the Abbey, and along with Miss Tynan, we are going to bring you through all the information regarding subject choice for the Leaving Certificate. Now, in relation to the subjects for the Leaving Certificate, I'd just like to draw your attention to some extra information on the Abbey Community College website. So if you log on to www.abbeycommunitycollege.com, so if you scroll down to the bottom of that page under the guidance section of the website, you will see under articles a curriculum content outline for each subject for the Leaving Certificate. So that's just a little bit more information there for you. So your son or daughter has a big decision now to make in relation to subject choice for the Leaving Certificate. Okay, so what factors should they consider when selecting those subjects? Students should spend a little time now to think about the subjects that they have enjoyed and the subject that they have done well in over the years. Students are more likely to get good grades in a subject that they enjoy, so they need to think about their strengths and abilities. What subjects did they do well in their junior certificate and in transition year? And that should form the basis of their decision. Whilst picking subjects that they enjoy is important, students must also be aware that there are certain subjects that are essential for entry to particular courses, colleges and careers, and it is important that these are researched. And along with these subjects, there are other subjects that are also very, very useful. Now, the main difference between the Leaving Certificate and Junior Certificate is the number of subjects that are studied. For the Leaving Certificate, students sit 7 subjects. The compulsory subjects are English, Maths and Irish, unless they are exempt, and they also study 4 more subjects. We are very lucky here in the Abbey that students have such a wide variety of subjects to choose from. There are 20 subjects here on the list, and students must pick 4 from the list. One subject that I would like to draw your attention to that you may not be familiar with is the Leaving Certificate Vocational Programme, LCVP or LINK modules. And the skills that are learned in that subject are listed here. So it can be anything from teamwork and critical thinking to communication and initiative and enterprise. In relation to assessment of the LINK modules, 40% goes on the written exam in the Leaving Certificate and 60% on a coursework or portfolio that students put together primarily in 5th year of the Leaving Certificate. If your son or daughter choose LCVP or LINK modules, they must make sure that their subject combinations are correct. There are 16 combinations, and the subjects that your son or daughter chooses must be listed here in order to be eligible for the LCVP programme. The Department of Education introduced the new Leaving Certificate grading scale in 2017. All students have a copy of this in their homework journals. In all, there are a total of 8 grades at higher and ordinary level separated by margins of 10%, and you can see that there on the chart. One of the biggest changes is an old E grade is no longer an automatic fail on a higher level paper. Now students get 37 points for marks between 30 and 39%. This is to reflect the level of achievement. The other important point to note here is for LCVP. So a distinction, between 80 and 100%, students get 66 points. For a merit, 65 to 79%, they get 46 points. And for pass in the LCVP, which is 50 to 64%, students get 28 points. Finally, 25 bonus points will be awarded for higher level maths for grades H6 and above. So if a student receives a H6 grade, an additional 25 points will be added to the 46 points already awarded. So the higher level maths for this student is a point score of 71 points. And it's important also to note here, the 6 best subjects are totaled together for points, the students' best 6 subjects. The General College entry requirements for the NUIs, or the National Universities of Ireland, UCD, UCC, NUI Galway and Maynooth. Students need passes in English, Irish, Maths and a third language. They also need to have 2 H5s and 4 O6 or H7 grades. Now, there are some exceptions to the third language. You do not need a third language for engineering, science, nursing, computer science or architecture. Miss Tynan will go into that later on. So for UL, or University of Limerick, they require passes in Maths, English, Irish or another language. And they look for 2 H5s and 4 O6 or H7 grades. In DCU, or the Technological Universities and the ITs, they look for passes in Maths, English and Irish, 2 H5s, 4 O6 and H7. So they're the minimum that they look for. Now it is important to note here that all of these should be checked because these are subject to change. Subject requirements. In terms of entry to third level colleges, all subjects count equally for CAO points. Now the 2 exceptions are the link modules and higher level maths. So if a higher level maths, if a student achieves a H6 grade or higher, it means that 25 points are added on to the points for the grade achieved. All third level colleges give the subjects requirements necessary to gain entry into their courses, and this can be found either in the college prospectus or on their website, and we encourage students to do a little bit of research and check the college prospectus or the website. And we encourage them to check, do they need a third language, or do they need a laboratory science subject, or do they need a specific subject for a specific course? In order for students to gain entry into college, there are 3 requirements that students must achieve. Number 1, the matriculation requirements or the college requirements. Number 2, the subject requirements or the faculty requirements. And number 3, the points. The matriculation requirement is the minimum academic qualification for entry that a third level college demands from a student. So what do students need in order to progress to third level? So firstly, they need to meet the college requirements. the faculty requirements and the points. So the college requirements, 5 passes at ordinary level in the Leaving Cert for PLC colleges and level 6 or 7 degrees in the ITs. 6 subjects at higher level, 4 at ordinary level for level 8 degrees at ITs and universities. They also need to meet the faculty or the course requirements. For example, if students want to go on to do primary teaching, they would need a H4 in Irish. If they want to do engineering in a university, they would need a H4 in maths. And students must also reach the points, and the points are calculated in the best 6 subjects in one sitting of the Leaving Certificate. So in this slide, you will see how places are allocated. So at the top, you have the number of applicants. It's those students who have sat the Leaving Certificate and the number of available places. So the first thing that is checked is how many of those students have got the college requirements. Then how many have reached the faculty requirements. And there's obviously too many, so they then look at the points. So the students are ranked in order of their points. So here you can see from the list there are a variety of points ranging from 190 points to 553. If there are 5 places in a course, the top 5 students are given a place. So starting off with 553, the first student gets in, 504, the second student gets in and down. And I want to apologise, I should have gone from left to right instead of right to left there. But those 5 places those college places have been filled. And 327 points denote the entry points for that particular course. Now, what happens if the student with 327 points feels they're not ready to take a place doesn't want to go to college, they want to take a year out, whatever, but they do not want to accept that place? So if they don't accept that place, the place then is given to the next student in line. So here on the graph, 291 now is the lowest point to gain entry into that into the course. Okay. And finally, I will look now at a student's 10 preferences in the CAO. So for a level 8 or a level 6 or 7 course. So students rank their courses in order of preference, number 1 being their first choice in their heart and heart what course they really want to get, down to number 10. So we can see with this student, they've met the college requirements for their first course. They've met the faculty requirements for their first course, but they didn't meet the points. So they are not offered their first course. The same in course number 2, they've met their college requirements, they've met the faculty requirements, but they haven't met the points. For the third course, however, this student has met the college requirements, they've met the faculty requirements, they've also met the points. So CAO offered them course 3 in the first round of offers. It's important to note here that anything under their course, their third choice, is not considered. So anything below their third choice is deleted. CAO in subsequent rounds could offer that student, if the points drop, their second preference or their first preference. And this works for their level 8 and their level 6 and 7 courses. And that's where I finish my part of the presentation. I'd like to thank you all for spending time to listen to the presentation, and I'd like to now hand over to my colleague, Miss Tynan, for her to continue.
Thank you, Ms. Finnegan, for bringing us through the first section of this presentation. My name is Aideen Tynan, and I'm going to talk to you now about the implications of not choosing a language or science subjects for the Leaving Cert, tips for making a wise choice regarding Leaving Cert subjects, where to find more information when researching this important topic, and how to submit students' subject choices to the Abbey. So first, we will look at the third language requirement of some colleges. When we say third language, in the Abbey we are talking about French or Spanish. The NUI universities require a pass in a third language for matriculation or entry purposes to most of their courses. The NUI universities are University College Cork, University College Dublin, NUI Galway and Maynooth University. And there are also some other colleges that are linked to the NUI universities, for example the Royal College of Surgeons, St Angela's College and Shannon College of Hotel Management. So these colleges require a third language for matriculation purposes also. Entry to the cadetships in the Defence Forces requires a third language, and the National College of Art and Design requires either a third language or art. Other colleges have a third language as a requirement for certain courses that have a large language component. So does this mean that all students must choose a third language for their Leaving Cert? Well, actually no, because the other universities, Trinity College Dublin, University of Limerick, Dublin City University and the technological universities do not have a third language requirement for matriculation purposes. The Institute of Technology do not have a third language requirement, unless of course it is a specific course requirement, for example if you were studying something like law and a language. And even in the NUI universities there are exceptions, because you do not have to have a third language to study engineering, science, food science, agricultural science or nursing in the NUI universities. And in Maynooth University you don't need a third language to study business and law. For the Guards, for nursing degrees, for apprenticeships and for most PLC courses, post-Leaving Cert courses, you don't need a third language. The other subjects that are really important at Leaving Cert are science subjects. And why is this? Because if a student wants to apply for anything in the engineering, medical, paramedical, radiography, physiotherapy, human nutrition, dietitian, pharmacy, medical laboratory, podiatry, veterinary, nursing or science areas, they need to have a pass in at least one lab science subject. Some courses have very specific requirements when it comes to the Leaving Cert science subjects. Chemistry is required for dentistry, pharmacy and medicine in UCC, plus either physics or biology. Medical and health sciences in UCC requires chemistry, plus either biology, physics or agricultural science. Veterinary medicine in UCD requires chemistry. This is the only degree in Ireland which will qualify you as a vet. Pharmacy in Trinity, medicine, human nutrition and dietetics all require chemistry. Biology is necessary for entry to genetics or dental hygiene in UCC. Veterinary nursing in Dundalk IT requires either biology or agricultural science. Health science with physiotherapy studies or with occupational therapy studies or with dietetics studies in Letterkenny IT requires biology. And theoretical physics in Trinity requires physics. When I say it's required, what I mean is that if the student does not actually have that subject in their Leaving Cert, they cannot be offered a place on the course. 2 science subjects are required for some courses: dentistry, pharmacy, medicine, medical and health sciences, physiotherapy, human health and disease, biological and biomedical sciences, chemical sciences, geography and geoscience, physical sciences. Realistically, I would be saying if a student is thinking that they would like to go on and study something in the scientific area when they finish school, they should seriously be considering taking 2 science subjects anyway for their Leaving Cert, because it's not just about getting a place on the course, it's also about being able to survive in the course and thrive in the course. So realistically, if they are thinking down the lines of science, they should be taking 2 science subjects for their Leaving Cert. And aside from the third language and the science subjects, really there aren't any subjects that are essential for entry to third level courses. If students want to study art in a third level college, they should choose art for their Leaving Cert. If they want to study music in a third level college, they should choose music for their Leaving Cert. And after that, really it's a matter of what do they enjoy, what do they like, because generally speaking, the subjects that we enjoy and that we like, they're the subjects that we're going to do well in. And if we do well in the subject, then we're going to get more points in the subject. We want the students to really research these subjects. They will sit in these classes for 2 years. They will come home to you to do their homework and their study. And if they choose subjects that suit them, it will make their lives a lot easier. How can they research? They've already had input from their guidance counsellors. They've had presentations. They've had assemblies about subject choice. We have a wealth of information on our Abbey Community College website. If you log on to our website and scroll down until you see the guidance link, click on that link and then scroll down until you see articles. And in the articles section, there are lots and lots of articles about senior cycle options. There's a fantastic article there where you can click in and see every single Leaving Cert choice subject, what the subject entails, how it is examined, and so on. And it really is very worthwhile reading. There's an article there on whether or not you need your third language, what you need your science subjects for, and so on. We really want the students and yourselves to research all of that information. Things to consider. It's important that students choose their subjects carefully, as this could affect what they are able to do after the Leaving Cert. If they choose a good balance of subjects now, it should leave all their options open. They really need to consider all the facts and ask for help if they need it. And please don't allow them to choose subjects based on what their friends are doing or who they think will be teaching the subject. So, here are our top tips for subject choice. Do choose subjects you enjoy and do choose subjects you are good at. In general, you will find these subjects easier and you will do well in these subjects. Do choose subjects you need for any career you are thinking about. Do keep your options open for the future by choosing your subjects wisely. Talk to your parents or guardians and contact your guidance counsellor or your subject teachers if you have questions. Don't choose a subject because your friends are doing it. Don't choose a subject because you like or dislike the teacher. Don't choose a subject because you think it's easy. Realistically, there are no easy subjects for Leaving Cert. Don't choose a new subject without seeking advice from the relevant teacher. This is very, very, very important. And don't make a decision without thinking about it. Students, you will sit in these classes for the next 2 years and you will have to do the homework and study. So think carefully. Where can you find more information? Go onto our Abbey Community College website and go to the guidance section. Look at careersportal.ie and Qualifax, two excellent career guidance websites. cao.ie for researching third level courses in Ireland, ucas.com for researching courses in the UK, and all the individual colleges have their own websites also. Remember, the Leaving Cert is like a cake. You bake it in 5th year and you ice it in 6th year. And finally, do not give up subjects you love. If you love art or music or physics or agricultural science or economics, please keep those subjects on. They are the subjects that you will enjoy and that you will really do well in. So, how to input your subject choice? Subject choices are to be submitted by parents or guardians on VSware. Parents or guardians can log into VSware and input subject choices from Friday the 5th of February until 12 p.m. on Thursday the 11th of February. You will be asked to submit 6 subjects in order of preference. Why 6 subjects? Because we hope that the computer will be able to give you your top 4 choices. But in the event that the computer cannot give you your top 4 choices, the computer will then go to number 5 or number 6. So it's really important that you submit your subjects in order of preference. A guide to filling in subject choices on VSware for 5th year is available on our school website under the online support section. What now? Talk to your son or daughter. Talk to current parents or guardians of 5th and 6th year students and 5th and 6th year students themselves. Fill out the VSware subject choice together. And for more information, please contact myself, Aideen Tynan, or my colleague, Michelle Finnegan. Thank you so much for joining us for this important talk about Leaving Cert subject choice. Please do contact myself or Michelle Finnegan if you have any questions. Thank you.